where this came from?
Sure. So we were just, basically trying to think of a way that we can keep in touch with all of you. I had this idea, a colleague of mine a couple years ago did a thing with her dealers every week, and just a quick chat. So basically, whoever could attend that week, great. If they couldn't attend, it wasn't a big deal because she was going to be, kind of doing a little thing every week. And that's what Sam and I thought we would do. So just taking a little bit of time every Thursday morning to talk about something different, whether it's, this week we're going to talk about the Eames elephant and modern classic. Sometimes it'll be products. Sometimes it'll be a fun story about Herman Miller, history or a designer. And sometimes it might be something completely unrelated to work and just something fun. So yeah, we figured we would start with talking about the Eames elephant since we have modern classic coming up very soon.
Yeah, so today's topic is Eames Elephant Modern Classic, and each week we'll tell, at the end of the call, we'll tell everybody what the next topic is, but we'll also send it out in an email and hopefully update the calendar invite. So we're all learning how to do this, so it's, a new thing for us, and we'll see and any suggestions would be great. If you guys want to learn something or you want to talk about something, definitely email it to us, and we're open to all sorts of ideas.
And we're going to record them also. So if you can't attend one week and we're talking about something, we can share it with you afterwards.
Right. So we're going to start about Charles and Ray. I'm assuming most people on the call know who Charles and Ray Eames are, but just a little bit of background of when they started with Herman Miller. So in the late 40s, their relationship with us started with their molded plywood chairs. It was part of a competition. Herman Miller actually bought the second place for the competition, which was with Charles and Ray and their molded plywood chair. And that's when our relationship started. They also, obviously, the iconic world-renowned Eames lounge chair and ottoman are a part of their portfolio, but they're a married duo. One is an architect and one is a painter, and that's kind of how they worked on their things together. One of the things I wanted to point out about Charles and Ray, and maybe a little bit, talking about why the elephant exists, but one of the ways that they achieve their success and the way that we can think about inspiring designers is thinking about, they always approached all their projects the same way. And it's in bold here. So it says, does it interest and intrigue us? Will it make us better? And will we have serious fun doing it? And I think, it's always nice. We all got into design and architecture and to think about, it was something fun and something that we could change the world with. And I think if we continue to think about those things as we move forward, it's a way to kind of revisit why we started here in the first place. So I just thought those three questions are, and maybe beyond just what you do for work, but does this interest and intrigue me? Can I make this better? And am I going to have fun doing it? So Seeking of Fun in 1945 was the first molded plywood elephant. So there are two prototypes that exist. This was part of a bigger collection of animals that children could sit on. So there are only two prototypes that exist. They were put into MoMA when they were made, and then it was actually never mass manufactured. So they've never seen a mass production of this. They only saw the two that they made. Here's an image, obviously, from the 40s. But it was playing with that whole molded plywood compound curves thing that they were doing with a lot of their pieces. And this is an element that you'll see throughout the products that they worked on. It was about figuring out how to make really great, shapes and compound curves with wood, which is, a feat back in the 40s and something that people do now all the time. So in 2007, to honor Charles' centennial, Vitra was actually the first, and Vitra was a partner of ours and does a lot of the Eames furniture in Europe. But they did 2,000 plywood elephants, 1,000 in red and 1,000 in natural. So that was the first time it was ever mass produced. And right after that, there was a release of the polypropylene plastic ones for people to buy for their homes and for their children. So think about how long that took for that to actually happen. So when you think about when you're working on things, maybe it's not the first pass that it goes to, but maybe it's a little bit later that your project comes to fruition. And then just a little bit about where things are today. So we know Charles and Ray have inspired a ton of different people. But when I look at what we have in our collection from Herman Miller, we know that Magis has an entire line dedicated to children's furniture, but also thinking like, where else could you use this kind of stuff? And we know that, you know, thinking about whimsy and thinking about how you can add playfulness to a space, whether it has a purpose or it's just meant to inspire people. But these are all some of the pieces that we have with Magis that are inspired by the elephant. So it is a legacy that lives on, and you can see it in those cardboard pieces. There's definitely some Eames structure looking in there, but something as simple as like the puppy or the dodo bird or that little alien thing that you can hide in. But I think these are just little fun pieces that you can add to your design arsenal for your clients. So that brings us to well, first of all, does anybody have any questions about any of the stuff that you're seeing?
I've seen that puppy before, but the others are new. Are those? Do you have all those as well?
Yes, yeah. So there's a collection which was named Me Too before the Me Too movement, so it's a little unfortunate, and they've changed it on the website. But it's really about accessing different kinds of pieces. There are a lot of different things in the children's collection from Magis, but you can see on the top left, that's Julian. That's a little cat chair. I'm not going to remember all names. This little bird here, the happy bird. There's two different sizes of that. There's Puppy, which the girl is standing on. The little rocker, that's a bird. That's called Dodo. Yeah, there's a lot of different fun pieces, lots of colors.
They're so cute.
Right? Yeah, something really just, and if you think about it, it is meant obviously in a children's space, but these are things that you could be able to add to different kinds of space because it's meant for indoor, outdoor, you know, adding whimsy to different kinds of places. Any other questions about the elephant or?
I'm gonna put the link to the kids section of the Magis website in the chat here.
Awesome. Thank you, Robin.
So you can check it out.
And that's all available through Herman Miller. We partnered with Magis in the U.S. We're the exclusive distribution for Magis here.
Is the elephant the only plywood one?
So, yeah, the elephant comes in is plywood. There's still a plywood version of it, but it's mostly in polypropylene. So there's the colors that you're seeing here with all the kids is the mass production, and then there is an availability of a plywood one as well. Obviously, a very different cost factor for those two. But yeah, all the Magis pieces are typically indoor, outdoor. Obviously not these cardboard pieces that you're seeing in the lower left, but a lot of the stuff is indoor, outdoor play furniture. So that brings us to Modern Classic. So if you've participated in Modern Classic in the past, you know that we've taken a classic Eames molded plastic chair and asked people to redesign those in teams. We did, a pretty select group of people would, apply through their designs, and we would select, usually it was like 15, 16 chairs for people to make, and then they were auctioned off. This year, obviously 2020 has changed lots and lots of things, but we still wanted to continue with Modern Classic because we know it's something that is important to the design community. And we know that as part of Design Philly, it's something that they look forward to for us to have for them. And we didn't want to say goodbye to it for the year, but we wanted to still, give a place for people to have a creative outlet that was related to our legacy and to architecture. So this is something that was put out by Eames Office. It looks like 2014, and it's just a paper elephant template. And the idea is that you can make whatever you want with your paper elephant. So we thought, let's inspire people by everybody can provide theirs with an Eames elephant. So we're inviting people to decorate, redesign, re-engineer. There's no limit to your completed size. This is just the template. You could do it in a standard, piece of paper you can print out at home, or we're also sending them out. But if you wanted to plot this and make it gigantic, or you want to make it really, really teeny tiny, it's up to you. The way that we're asking people to submit them is through 2 photographs, one with a white sweep and one with an environment. Because obviously if it's starting off as an elephant, it belongs somewhere in the world. So what does that look like? And then we're going to display them in an online gallery for people to look at. So we're still going to do prizes for, best use of materials, best environmental photo, and best design. And we're inviting our design partners, so our architects and designers, as well as design enthusiasts, so people that really love design and really are creative, but don't maybe work in a design firm. And then this year is the first year, because lots of people are home with their kids, that we want to include a children's category. So we have a future designers category, and it's open to, for children as well. So it's an activity that people can do with their kids, and possibly win something really fun. So obviously it's a twist, but we'd love to hear your feedback, and if you're interested in being part of it.
And the other thing, Sam, sorry, was somebody else saying something? I think I'm echoing. That's why I thought someone else was talking to. This might be obvious, but typically if you've participated before, we do this in teams. But this year it's meant to, I guess if you wanted to work with someone, you could, but because we're all at home and separate from other people, we wanted it to be something that you could work on individually.
Any questions or comments or?
No limit to size. It could be gigantic.
I know, I'm really hoping, and there's no limit to material either. So obviously we give this to you in paper, but a quick Google search will show you what some people have done in the past with this template. And there's lots of different materials, and lots of different ways that you can do this. So if you're somebody who works in a particular material in a hobby or in some sort of art that you work on, think about what you do every day and figure out how, a way to apply it or make an elephant with it or something with the template.
Maybe life size.
Right.
Do people submit the photos, or are you collecting them?
No, we're going to submit photos. So, and just because it's really hard, we don't know where we're going to be in October as far as like the world and safety. So, we tried to figure out a way to do limited exposure. And that's why we're doing a white sweep and then also a environmental photo, because at least with an environmental photo, maybe you'll get some ideas of size and materiality.
Well, I may not, I don't know what the term white sweep means.
Thank you, Telsa. I was going to ask too.
Oh, okay, sorry. I guess that's a product term. So that just means a standard photo with a white background. So something that has a background removed, so it doesn't. So it's basically just showing the piece by itself.
Oh, like you photograph it in a white background.
In a white background, or remove the background from your photo, which is another.
Didn't you put tips in there, Sam, on how to do that?
Yeah, I did. There's on the website, and then I can also send them out with this.
And did you mention like the actual event during design?
Oh no, I didn't. Do you want to talk about it?
Sure. So as everything else this year, our actual event will be virtual, and we're partnering with Design Philly again this year. So it's about the same time as it usually is. It is October, it's 15th, right, Sam?
Yes.
October 15th. It will be virtual. We're going to showcase everyone's designs in a virtual gallery. So we'll be giving awards. There's also, I believe, going to be a voting award like we usually do. But it'll probably just be, maybe an hour-long event on that evening.
Yeah, so more like an award ceremony.
Yeah. But it'll be great. You'll still be able to see everyone else's creations. So virtually.
Yes. And we do know that not everybody has access to a printer. So if you need a template sent to you, I have them in cardstock like a cardstock weight, so they're easier to bend. And I can mail them to you using the post office. So we're trying to support the post office as well. Do you guys have any questions about it?
I just wanted to say this
due
was
date again.
Oh, go ahead. Who was that?
Carly, go ahead.
When was the due date again?
Oh, the due date to get them in is going to be October 1st. Hold on, I'm pulling my calendar. October 1st is when we're asking for them, for the images of those to come.
Photographs. Okay.
Yeah, the photographs.
And just contact you guys if we need it mailed.
Yes, absolutely. And we can send another email with the information in, because there's basically a way to just sign up so I can get your address and everything.
Gotcha.
And we're also taking, so the other thing I guess I forgot to mention is typically Modern Classic was designed for obviously a creative outlet, but also to raise money through the auction. We can't raise money through an auction this year because there's nothing to auction off. But we are going to partner with the the Philadelphia Cultural Fund. So they lost 68% of their funding this year due to budget cuts in Philadelphia. And they are an organization that gives grant money to creative organizations through the city. And so we're going to, at each part of, if you sign up and you would like a template, if you want to throw $5 towards the fund, everything that we'll gather for this will go directly to their fund that will give money to one of the organizations they give grant money to. So they got cut from like $3.8 million to $1 million, and they give grants to like 400 organizations. So something a little bit different, but we're also going to do a raffle drawing the night of the event. We haven't figured out which piece of furniture yet. We have some discussions, but last year we did an Eames Lounge and Ottoman. This year I think we're going to do something a little bit different, but you'll be able to buy a ticket to win a piece of furniture, which will all that money will go directly to the Philadelphia Cultural Fund. Do we have any other questions or comments?
No, this is great. Thank you. I might hook up for a template.
If you think of any questions, please reach out to either of us. We can help. I'm encouraging my niece and nephew to hopefully participate this year.
Yeah, I'm asking all my neighbors because we're always out. We have like perpetual happy hour on my block, so I'm going to try to get them to all participate as well. We have actually a couple architects that live on our block too from different firms, so hopefully I'll get them to do it as well. So that was our discussion piece. Let us know if you have any questions, comments.
I just wanted to say kudos to you guys for pivoting, because I was wondering when I first saw the Instagram for Modern Classic, I'm like, how are we going to do a chair right now?
Yeah.
So this is awesome, and I love that you did incorporate the kids too. Like I'm not a parent, but that's a neat touch.
Oh, awesome! No, that's great feedback.
Yeah, we didn't want to skip it this year. I mean, we feel like everybody really still needs stuff like this, so we didn't want to go without doing something.
Yeah, and we've had actually some pressure in the past few years to change the product line that people work with. We have a lot of people that are like, no, the chairs, I always have an idea for the chair. And then we have some people that are like, would you ever think about doing another product? And we've really run through a ton of ideas. So this is the year that we get to kind of, I keep saying, if you miss the opportunity to change the way you've done something this year, so this is our chance.
Yeah, for sure.
Just throw it out and hope for the best.
But it was really good to see you all.
Awesome. No, thank you for coming. So the last thing is everybody who came in today, we're going to do a drawing for
thanks, Jeremiah.
Elephant, just to inspire you more. So we'll send that out in an email to everybody who came. We'll do like a little, we haven't figured out how to do the live drawing yet, but maybe in our next couple ones. So we'll definitely let you guys know as soon as we have an answer, which will probably be the end of the day. And then just for next topic. So next week, So Robin and I are going to alternate who hosts the weekly meeting, but each week will be different. So Robin's going to take over next week and do the ancillary product launch for fall of 2020. So we have some new products coming out, and it's all ancillary based. And we'll probably do a giveaway next week too, because we want people to come on board and we can give lots of things away.
Yep.
So if you come on and you sign on and you come and visit, you're always will be entered.
Yeah, we can do giveaways when we're not doing lunches and all those things.
Yeah, this is great. So anybody have any other questions, or we will see you hopefully next week.
Yeah, thank
This
you.
was great.
Thanks.
Thank you. Nice
Thanks,
to
Sam
see
and Robin.
faces.
You're
Sure.
welcome.
No, thanks for coming, guys.
Bye.
Have a good rest of the week.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.